Hey, this is Mimosa and welcome back to my channel. Can we use black to paint shades and shadows in watercolor? This is actually a question many beginners ask. Let's begin with a quick example. Here, I'm painting a lemon using a standard black commonly included in most watercolor sets. This happens because tube black can sometimes appear too flat and opaque in watercolor, especially when overused. Let's do a simple comparison test. First, I'll paint a small square using the tube black. Then, using clean water, I'll drag the paint outward across the paper. Notice how the wash can appear slightly lifeless and heavy as it fades. And now I'll show you how to mix your own blacks to create much richer, cleaner, and more luminous results. On my ceramic palette, I'll prepare two separate mixtures. I am mixing a warm black and a cool black. On the left side, I'm placing burnt sienna, which I will use for the warm black mixture. And on the right side, I'm placing burnt umber for the cool black mixture. I will add ultramarine blue to both sides. First, I will mix the warm black using ultramarine and burnt sienna. Then on the other side, I'll mix the cool black using ultramarine blue and burnt umber. We don't need an exact formula every time, but generally I use around 60% ultramarine blue and 40% burnt sienna or burnt umber. If you want a warmer black, simply add more burnt sienna, and if you want a cooler black, add more ultramarine blue. Now I'll paint the cool black the same way as before, a small square followed by dragging clean water across the paper. Then I'll repeat the same process with the warm black. Immediately you can see the differences. Even though these mixtures appear black, they still contain subtle color variations that make them feel more alive and luminous. This is why many watercolor artists prefer mixing what we call chromatic blacks instead of relying completely on tube black. Now let's see how these mixtures work in actual paintings. For this lemon painting, I'm mainly using a warm black mixture. Notice how I apply it around the tip of the lemon, the shaded areas, and the cast shadows. Even though these areas are dark, they still feel warm and harmonious with the yellow tones of the lemon. The shadows look richer without making the painting feel dirty. Next is this pink tulip. For this subject, I'm using more of a cool black mixture. I am applying the cool black near the base of the petals where they connect to the stalk, underneath the petals, and also in some shaded areas. Because the mixture contains more ultramarine blue, the cool tones blend beautifully with the pinks and violets in the flower. The result feels softer, cleaner, and more atmospheric.